What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio Shouty, and stepping in the building, I got a friend to the show, my player partner off in this thing, DJ Burn One. What's good with it, boss?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing,
man? Feeling good, feeling great. Now, I mean, Burn One, I see you got on your banner vision in this thing.
Hey,
man.
Likewise, I see you got it on
man, we
too,
got to support
bro.
the God in this thing.
Hey, man, shout out to Dave Banner. It's a real good dude.
I know y'all working on that project, and you've been behind the scenes mixing this thing down. What the hell is really going on, Burn
Hey, man,
One?
we're about 2.5 years in.
Working on it.
Yeah, about 2.5 years. And yeah, I've been there from the beginning, recording it, giving them sounds for some of the beats.
Yeah.
Doing pre-mixes, and now actually doing some of the mixes on the album, which is pretty crazy. So it's a really dope thing, bro, to work with somebody who I've always looked up to.
Yeah.
Somebody who's been a mentor for me since I was like 19. When we first met, he started rapping on my tapes. He used to do freestyles for my tape, and I was just reminding him the other day when he had a house in Alpharetta. I went up there and I thought he was in Tennessee, and now I live past that, you know? I'm like, oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I remember going to his house and like hearing the music and being like, I don't know what any of this stuff does, but I'm amazed, and I just want to be around it, just being like a young, hungry kid. And so to have dedicated the past, you know, probably since that time, 15 years straight to being great. And to have him swoop back around 2.5 years ago and be like, yo, I see what you're doing. I see that you're really trying to go next level. I'm working on this album. Like, let's put it together and see what we can come up with.
Working on that album, though, Burn One, what was going through your mind when you were seeing him formulate what seems to be a classic about to happen in this thing, man?
Man, it's really special, bro. It's really special. It's amazing listening to the different lessons that he's learned from different people about putting records together, getting features, working with different artists. The mindset that you have to push through and finish your own project and not wait on other people, you know, just the way he takes the bull by the horns, and he's so hands-on, and how his ear is so finely attuned. Like, he's really helped me step my mixes up so much just by virtue of how we like. It's almost like doing jujitsu, and you know, you're there wrestling, and it's like you come up and you're like both better for it.
Exactly.
The music is amazing, and I feel like he's really put together, like, he's always had that conscious side and the hip hop side and everything, but I feel like he's really put it all together on this album, and it's really
time for that.
Yeah, and it really feels like he's just doing him.
Ooh.
And I feel like people love hearing artists do that, and I think artists forget that a lot of the time, that people want to hear you do you.
Exactly.
That's what makes you special. They don't want to hear
you try to fit in.
Yeah, and a lot of legacy artists I see try to fit in by doing what's going on now, and it's like, you can do that, but in your way.
Exactly.
You know, certain people, I don't want to hear rap on trap beats.
Exactly.
I want to hear you rap over some live instrumentation. I want to hear you rap on some break beats.
Yeah.
And you've convinced yourself that nobody wants to listen to that.
Exactly.
But you're just listening to the radio.
My God.
You know, every genre you could be like, oh, I don't like this or I don't like that, but it's just the stuff they're playing on the radio. You know, every genre's got gems, and, you know.
On another note, though, Burn One, you know, music monetization. You done took your information and your knowledge and went global with this thing, man. Professoring in this thing, man.
Man, special guest lecture in this thing.
Talk to me, man. Break it down.
Hey,
music
man.
monetization with DJ Burn One. How did that come about, and what the hell is going on with it?
So Music Monetization 499 is a class they're offering at the University of Illinois now that is based 100% completely around my master class, Options, that I have coming out. And so Options is a production master class. It's a 15-part video series where basically I break down from the beginning. I do like an assessment on your talent level, your mindset, your health, your mental health, your physical health. Yeah. So we do an assessment, and then we go through each part of programming, making beats, sound selection, why you pick sounds, the history of certain sounds, how things came to be. And then we break down mixing, arrangement. I give you a bunch of ideas and different like creative prompts, and then we get into like networking, how to build your network, how to maintain relationships, because there's a lot of things that came innately to me, because my dad used to tell me it's always better to have a friend than an enemy. Yeah. And so I constantly went into situations just trying to bring value and add value, and I think a lot of people just come in a mindset of just thirst instead of hunger. People love working with somebody if they're hungry, you know. Thirsty, not so much, man. You know, it's like thirsty is like you're gonna ruin your opportunities if you come in thirsty. You're like snatching, you're like, this is my only opportunity, and da-da-da. Instead of being like, what's meant for me shall be, and let me just put my best effort in all the time and continue to apply myself. And then I go into the business side of it as well. And so it's really a full course on everything I've learned and studied, and all the producers I've been able to be around. You know, the last interview I was talking about how I was able to get in with DJ Toomp when I was young, and Mr. DJ, and you know, even classic legendary musicians. Like, I just remember the other day I was in the studio with Shorty B when I was like 19, watching him work. Stan the Guitar Man over at Dallas Austin Studio. I saw your really dope interview with Dallas Austin.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. What up, though, Dallas?
Yeah, I met Stan the Guitar Man up there. I met Khalees up there. You know, but it was like just being around all this dope talent. And I realized, I think a lot of people just kind of get lost in the sauce. They don't know what direction they want to go. They don't know what to do. And then also they don't trust themselves.
Come on.
A lot of people don't have the confidence in themselves. That's why we see certain artists like Prince. They believe in themselves so much.
Yeah.
They give you the confidence. Man, let me try my own thing. Let me just not follow what everybody else is doing.
That's right.
And so the masterclass is really just encouraging everybody to just be yourself, how to figure out how to make money off of this, how to navigate. You know, it's full of sharks in this game, we know. And so I'm trying to put everything in there. And so basically the university, and shout out to the letter L Beats, Lamont, found out about the masterclass, and he was like, yo, I think the university will be interested. He put it to them, and they were like, yo, let's order it. We want it to be, we'll create a whole new class. So Music Monetization 499 is a class that's going on right now. We're in the 5th week. Right now, my homie Lamont, like I said, letter L Beats, he actually teaches the class. And every week a new episode is released to the students. He gives them homework, and there's all types of assessments, and it's really cool to be able to share. Like, I honestly thought I was doing this all for myself, bro. You know, me, myself, and the homies, for real. You know, I'm like, how can I lift me and everybody I'm around up? And I'm like, oh, I can share this with the community, with all these kids at the colleges, with, you know, with me offering it by myself on my own. It's about to come out to the public. It'll be here. Oh, and actually, I got not a free promo code. I got a promo code for the pre-order just for Beehive listeners.
Come on with it.
Yeah. So right now for the pre-order is $300, but if you do Beehive 50, BHIGH 50, it'll be $250. So
okay,
you
so
get a
now
$50 off thing right now with Beehive for the next couple weeks.
That's hard as hell. So now we're about to make them folks buy, because the whole thing is, when it comes to education, monetization is on the top of the list when it comes to just digital content creation. Folks want to do the monetization side of it. Nobody knows about monetization. It's like the wild, wild west. So what are some of the things that you'll be breaking down to these students when they get in this class about how to monetize their creations?
Well, I think it's easy to create. And then once you get the creation, you're kind of like, all right, what do I do with this beat?
Exactly.
You know, I show you, you can get sync placements like we did. You know,
now, what the hell is a sync placement?
So a sync placement is when you get anything that's synced to music for television or movies or video games. You know, like I said, I think in the last interview, I said I had a plan 5 or 6 years ago to have something in a video game, in a movie, on a soundtrack, and we did all that in a year.
Okay, so without giving it all the way away, how difficult is it for you to get a sync placement? Or do you give them the 1, 2, 3, 4 on how to get that done?
Bro, I feel like what I'm doing is I'm giving you this well-rounded approach on how to put yourself in a position to win.
That's right.
Because I feel like a lot of people are like scammers, and they try to tell you how to do one thing, and they're like, oh, I'll tell you how to get this.
Exactly.
And it's like, there's no one way to get anything. We know this, bro. You know, it's relationships, it's talent, it's being in the right place at the right time. You know, a lot of people don't understand 95% of it is showing up.
Exactly.
Just sending stuff out and allowing it to be, networking and allowing yourself and reaching out and sending DMs and, you know, just searching music supervisor on LinkedIn.
Exactly.
Just seeing who, you know what I'm saying? And reaching out to people and just seeing if one person hits you back, that's worth sending all those DMs.
Well, no,
you know? It's
what
like, do you want to put in the work?
What you just said was literally, I would have at Clark, I had what I call a life assignment. So what you just said, music supervisor and DMing them on LinkedIn, that was exactly what I would tell them to do. I would say, okay, what do y'all want to work at? Go to LinkedIn, find the people that work at the places that you want to work at. Email all of them until you get a damn answer in here. And that'll get you a lot further than sitting at home waiting on somebody to call you.
Yeah.
So now, we talked about sync placements. What other kind of forms of monetization are we covering in this thing, man?
So you have online beat sales, beat licensing. You got Beat Stars, License Lounge. You got sites like this. You can sell drum kits, right?
Facts.
Bro, there's a million ways you could score TV and film. You could actually score and not just get a song placed in there, but actually do scoring.
Yeah.
Bro, there's a million and one ways to do it, because you have to think about it. There's music in more places than ever.
Yeah.
There's never been more music. You walk in the mall, you walk anywhere, there's music being played. And so you just need to figure out the ways to get yourself in those doors and figure out how to actually take advantage of those things. Because a lot of people know the people, but they don't know how to take advantage of those relationships. They don't know that it's the consistency and the persistence without being annoying.
Come
and it's
on.
a fine line.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain people you might have to check back in with and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know, hey, did you check that out?
Come on.
Did you follow up with that? Or just continually sending new stuff. You know, if you're sending out beats to artists.
Yeah.
You know, I've been sending stuff to Sway Lee for like 2-3 years. And he's like 5 beats out of the 40 something that I've sent. But I just keep sending them.
Exactly.
And one day we'll get a record just because I've kept going. And if not, then I have a cool relationship and it doesn't matter. You know,
Exactly.
I think a lot of times people need to know before they move.
Yeah.
I need to know if I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to get this. That's never going to happen in this.
Yeah.
And if you need certainty, this may not be for you.
Woo!
It may not be for you.
I'm with you on that.
You really don't. And you got to believe in yourself. And I think when you bet on yourself, and like me, like I said, certain people I know have kept a side job or done this. I've put it all into the music because I know I have to put that pressure on myself to be great.
Exactly.
And I know if this is all I have, then it's all I'm going to be consumed by. And if it's all I'm consumed by and it's not video games or nothing else,
come on,
then I'm going legend. And bro, I really have. You know what I'm saying? I really have. Like really all the stuff like from the beginning, from producing to tour DJing to shooting videos to A&R and to marketing, mixing and mastering now.
That's right.
Everything I've really put my mind to, I've been able to master. And so through the master class, that's what I'm showing you. Once you learn how to master one thing and understand mastery and just say, if I dedicate this time and put it, I'm going to be better. And then I can just figure out how to make better decisions from there.
What does that do for you though, Burn One, being able to give back to the community and enlighten people in a room that's so often so dark, especially in the realm of monetization? Because folks want to do podcasts, folks want to do music. This is what everybody wants to do, but everybody wants to make the money, but you can serve as a beacon of light and hope to say, okay, this is how you monetize yourself and become successful and actually have a career doing it. What does that do for you on the inside? And then when the light went off in your head and you realized that you had all of this knowledge, what were you thinking about yourself?
Helping comes naturally to me.
Yeah.
I've always just been somebody that's always, when somebody's been like, how do you do that? I have no problem showing anybody. And so we've always like donated a lot of time to like Boys and Girls Clubs and different things like that. Just doing different workshops and showing kids how to produce on a smaller level.
Yeah.
This is actually a way that I got the idea maybe like a year ago to even do the master class. And then as soon as we really got it going and started filming, that's when the school found out about it and everything. And so this is like a whole new avenue to me because I've always wanted to share. I've always wanted to give back. And I was already kind of planning on doing more focused like workshops in person. And then COVID hit. And so I was like, well, we're not going to get that many people in the room right now. But being able to share this knowledge is so important to me because there was nobody doing it on a scale like this when I was young. You know, I was literally telling my homie yesterday, I was like, I wish I had a class like this class when I was young. It would have saved me so much heartache and so much. So what I'm hoping I can do is give kids like a fast forward. You can skip a lot of the pain and bumps of the road that I went through.
But that's a
and
game
a lot of
changer
the learning and a lot of the
Exactly.
techniques and stuff that I soaked up from DJ Toomp and all these things and stuff that I've learned. You can have that and build off of that. You know, it's like I always said, like, I couldn't accept just a regular job because my parents worked regular jobs. I feel like they sacrificed and worked regular jobs so I wouldn't have to, and I could build something bigger for myself and my family and everybody I'm working with. And so I just want to help other people do the same thing. And I think just sharing this knowledge, because bro, we're playing on an uneven field. Specifically when it comes to majors. They got all the knowledge and the lawyers,
and the tricks
we
of the
got
trade.
nothing. Bro, I'm just getting paid from the ASAP Rocky placements I did 10 years ago.
Are you
serious? Bro, 10 years ago, because the game is dirty, bro. And it's not because they wanted to pay me. It's because they wanted to celebrate the 10-year anniversary, bro. You know, it's like, it wasn't even like, hey, we want to get this right with you. You know, like dude told me that on the phone when he called me, but I'm like, it's just the 10-year anniversary. You just want the track on the tape. You know, like I've exhausted every option to get paid before that, and it just came down to about 2 years ago. I'm like, it's not gonna happen. You know.
Better late than never, and was it still right on time?
Hey, it's always right on time. Hey, it's Ricky, go. We always say that. Hey, whenever it comes, it's always right on time.
Come on,
bro.
it's always, even though it might have been 10 years ago, that money is always
but I'm
right on
teaching you,
time.
don't release your stems if you don't want to get jerked.
Ooh.
You know, if
What
they
is
want
a
to release
stem? I don't know what a stem is.
There's stems and a 2-track when it comes to a beat. A 2-track is just when it's bounced down and it's an MP3.
Yeah.
The stems are where you have everything separated. Kick, snare.
The session.
Exactly. You got the whole session. And so with those records, I was so eager to get the placements. I'm like, here, send it. I'm just imagining this all gonna be taken care of, you know? And then everything went to hell and it didn't get handled. But had I held those stems and said, hey, let's get some type of an agreement down, let me get my first half. And then, you know, if I knew everything about royalties and everything that I know now, I'd have been able to handle that in a better way instead of just giving my Sims.
Yeah.
And now I'm just looking like the guy crying about the industry because I didn't protect myself.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's like you can either protect yourself or you can be the person crying and saying the industry is lame and everybody wants to do this and this is that. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to find a better way, and I'm not going to sit here and say the game is dirty and so I'm out of it. I'm going to say this is a better way to do business.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody I signed, Pierre Bourne. That was a big thing for me. I never signed a producer before. You know,
one of the coldest producers out here.
Yeah, he really is, bro, and so influential and really killing it. But you know, even with our business, bro, I signed him and then I let him out of the deal on just a sweetheart deal instead of just keeping him under the terms that he had agreed to. Like anybody else, bro. I had so many industry people. You're an idiot for letting him go out of the contract. You had X, Y, Z and that. But that's not for me. That's not how I want my money.
Yeah.
And so if this is what I'm preaching, I got to practice it.
Thanks.
You know, and I feel like the blessing from the school came from me letting that contract go.
Real.
And instead of just holding it and being like, no,
exactly.
You signed this and you got, no, we're people and you didn't know. And I was trying to help you. Yeah. And I did help you.
Yeah.
You know, and so let's do this little thing, figure this out, but I'm not going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even know what you signed.
Exactly.
I'm not a dirty industry person. So I'm hoping through this class that I'm breeding more people who are in that vein of just doing what's right for your fellow man, your fellow woman, your fellow person. You know, like just be good to each other. Is that crazy, bro? Can I say that in Atlanta in 2022?
Exactly.
Just be good to each other.
Oh
it's like
God.
If I'm uplifting people, you know, I just feel better about life.
Come on.
I really do.
Okay, Burn One. What else you got going on out here in these streets? Because we talked about the class, we talked about Burner album. What else you got up your sleeve, man?
I'm doing a lot of mixing and mastering, bro. In the past like 4 months, I probably mixed and mastered. Definitely mixed at least like maybe 100 songs. A lot of records. We've been doing a lot of samples and cutting a lot of songs, doing a lot of beats, doing a lot of songwriter sessions.
Engineer ear.
Yeah.
How the hell do you keep your ear from going out, man? Because I know you ain't listening to it on low.
Hey, speaking of engineers is mixed by Ali, who mixed Kendrick Lamar and all that. That's his engineer crew, and he invited me into that. So I'm actually a part of engineers.
Okay.
So it's funny that you said that, you know? Yeah, bro. So it's really dope to be a part of that and Timberland's Beat Club. I'm a part of both of those. So I know I'm trying to remember everything that's been going on since the last interview. I was like, there's been a couple things, you know?
Okay, how did you link up with Timbo?
So that was actually through one of my homies at Ableton, building relationships.
Yeah.
I met a dude at Ableton and just always kept cool with him. And he worked his way up the ranks. Every time I went to LA, we would just go and get lunch and he was cool. And so when Timberland actually decided to start the Beat Club in this incarnation as like a producer community, he was just nominating me to be in it. And they heard my music and saw my resume and they were like, yeah, sent me like a little keyboard and everything. And, you know, they've had a bunch of dope opportunities they've thrown at us. And it's just really dope to be recognized by people that you respect like crazy.
Come on, but I mean, you one of those people that folks respect now, Burn One, because I mean, you done laid the smack down for damn near 20 years in this thing, man. You see what I'm saying?
It's crazy to even say that, bro.
Yeah, 20 years. This shit flies,
it's
brother.
people that tell me, they're like, yo, I grew up on your shit. And I was like, how old were you? They were like, and it's like a year older than I was. I'm like, I was your age.
Exactly. We grew up together, fool.
Yeah, we did. But then some people were like, yo, my mom used to play Chicken Talk all the time or whatever, you know? I'm like,
mama playing Chicken Talk.
And it's funny because at the time I couldn't even get into strokers because I was 19. You know, so I'm like, it's crazy how time warps and seeing Gucci become the most influential rapper of the last 10 years.
Come on.
Like just being a part of that and giving him that blueprint to do mixtapes and seeing him talk about in the autobiography, I'm like, it's beautiful to see the things that we've done, you know. And so I appreciate this platform that you have here, and you show these Atlanta legends like Dallas Austins and Divine Stevens and all these people, man. And we need this. We need to tell these stories.
And that's what I was trying to explain to folks, man. You know, people. Me and Scream had a debate the other day.
I love the Scream interview, bro.
Me and Scream had to go at it, and he was like, I want to talk about what you got going on now. I don't care about what you got going on. Me personally, I think to myself, if I fall off tomorrow, 5 years from now, I want to be able to go somewhere and talk about shit about what I did 5 years ago. That's number one. Number two, historically speaking, these stories have to be told. So what did you just tell us? Something that happened 10 years ago about A$AP Rocky that you're getting paid for 10 years later. If you weren't able to share that story, a lot of more people will fall victim to the same thing just because they don't have the point of reference to be able to figure out what they need to do with their stems. So I just think from an informative standpoint, it is mandatory and necessary that everybody talk their shit.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I think it's not a natural inclination to a lot of us because, you know, especially like imposter syndrome. Yeah. You get that feeling of like, who am I?
Yeah.
And then you kind of step back. You're like, well, I've done a couple things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not all the way where, you know what I'm saying, where I figured I'd be at this point. But honestly, I can't complain. Exactly. And I'm in a really good place. And honestly, I'm more talented than I ever thought I'd be at this point.
Come on.
And not like I ever had inherent talent that I grew up on and, you know, I learned keys early. Like everything was just piece by piece by piece by, you know, try, fail, and then just figure it out. And so I think that's what I just want to, you know, tell people is that you can be dope or you can do better. Come on. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't play this or I can't do that. Well, why? We got YouTube. Open up YouTube, watch a lesson, play, spend 30 minutes a day working on an instrument, working on beats, working on your videos, working on anything you want to be better at, mixing, anything you get better at anything.
Come on. Lastly, Burn One, how can folks get this class? How can they get in contact with you for some mixing and mastering? And is there anything that you want to let these people know, man?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can find us on the5pointsbakery.com.
Okay.
www.thefivepointsbakery.com.
That's right.
And so you can catch the masterclass on there right now. And so we got it up for the pre-order. Like I said, half price for the pre-order right now. Use the Beehive code, you know, Beehive50.
Come on, Beehive50.
Get that $50 off. Yep.
Come on.
So we got the masterclass going right now. We got, you can find me on @DJ Burn One on all socials too.
Yeah.
You can hit me on my website to book me for a mix or a master, or hit me up on there. And then also too, we got a new single out with John William Flautist.
Ooh,
yeah.
What up, though, John William?
Yeah.
That's my dog, yeah.
We had the record with Big Gip that was playing all last year on BET Jams.
Yeah,
I shot
that was
that
going
video
crazy.
too.
You shot that video too?
Yeah, produced, mixed, and mastered, shot it, everything,
That's
bro.
hard. I love that song. What up, though, Gip?
Yeah, man, Gip killed it, bro. And so that did real good. And so we got a new record with Fabo coming out here. I shot the video for that too, and that's coming out here in March.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Anna Valina's got a whole project, so she produces with us. Go Ricky Go.
That's right.
And Walt Live, they got an Indeed Face project and their own solo music coming. Bro, we got a lot of new music coming out, and it's just exciting, bro. Like everything that we have going on, we got Tree Church of Sound going on, a Tree Sound, where everybody plugs in and we play instruments. We got episode up with DJ Toomp, we got one with M16, DJ Spins, and so it's almost kind of like Rhythm Roulette is for the North, where you go and pick out. We did the episode of that, where you go and pick out records and then flip them. But we're creating the samples and getting the producer to flip them. Then we do an interview after.
Oh,
yeah, bro. It's man.
That's hard. That's hard,
man. Because. Man, down here we play instruments, bro.
Come on.
You know, and I love sampling, but we make our own samples down here. You know, and it's like I grew up on the school of organized noise and all this stuff. And like I said, I was around, you know, Preston Crump's one of my best friends now who play bass on all the Outkast stuff.
That man is nasty.
All that stuff, bro. Ridiculous. And so being around all these people, I'm like, I get to bring in these people as like special guests and, you know, the DJ Toombs and all these people. So it's a beautiful thing to even be able to share it on my level. You know, like these interviews are sharing knowledge. We're getting so much producer information that you wouldn't really get anywhere else on there. There's no more scratch magazines. There's no more really media outlets like that. You know, I was hearing somebody the other day like, oh, who should I get to promote my mixtape? Where are they going to play your mixtape, dog? You know what I'm saying? Like they'll play your songs, but where are they going to promote it? There's no blogs.
Let me explain something. Let me jump back in here. On your level, it's a flat level. The information is there. You see what I'm saying? And what happens is somebody catches it and then it goes viral. And that's the secret right there. But it's the consistency and the frequency and dropping that stuff. If you were there for that beat making community consistently and frequently, you had the biggest damn podcast and show in the game. You just got to be there. Right. When I go to YouTube and I'm looking for you, you need to be there with something new. If you there with something new every time I go, then guess what? I'm telling somebody else, hey man, did you see it today? Because that's what conversations are built off of. So if you got a concept to where you doing Russian roulette down here in the A with live instrumentation and creating your own samples through stuff like this and just different, you know, situations, that thing is gonna go viral. Cause you got Toomp. Come on, man. Do I even need to say it anymore?
Bro, and really, you're showing the blueprint right now. Can I say it, bro? Beehive is killing the algorithm right now, bro. Bro, just the way you say you can make that call, bro. Me and Walt every day we call. Hey, did you watch that Dallas Austin interview? Did you watch this? Did you hear what he said about this? Did you hear that story about that? You
Come on.
Did you hear Sleepy Brown saying Kilo wanted to battle Andre?
Exactly.
You're like, damn, that's why it didn't work. You know, you're like, you try to figure it out. You're like, oh yeah, that ain't gonna last. You know, but it's like hearing these stories. You're like, man. So man, I'm just glad you're here here, bro. And man, I hope we could just continue to, inspire people.
This is what we do, Burn One. The long way.
Hey,
appreciate you coming through this thing, man. Wish you nothing but the best and much success. Be High Radio, shout it. DJ Burn One, holla at y'all in a minute, man. We gone.